Hey everybody, Gage here from Sharp. Thank you so much for tuning in again. It's a pleasure as always to have you with me. I just want to first say thank you so much for everyone who's participated in our giveaways lately. I hope you all fared well. I know only 2 of you could win, so congratulations to our 2 winners. We really appreciate it. It really helps grow the channel, so make sure you keep sharing the videos and telling all of your friends about us, Sharp Knife Shop, giving cool stuff away all the time. We got a lot of really great suggestions in our giveaway video on ways that we could improve the channel and video ideas from you guys. One of the most common video ideas that we got from you was showing you how we make our custom-made Japanese wa style octagonal handles. So in this video today, we thought we'd do just that. But first, quick word from our sponsors. So, first thing we're going to do is decide what materials we are going to work with. And through the magic of television, I have some materials right down here. Magic. Okay, cool. So, first thing you want to do, obviously, is decide what materials you're going to work with and make sure that your color combinations all work together. The possibilities for handle making are endless. That's one of the most amazing and fun parts about making a handle is no 2 come out the same, and you can get really creative with your designs. Today we thought we'd keep it relatively simple and work with this really beautiful curly maple stabilized block, which has been dyed this really cool blue color. Very, very nice. We are going to use this piece for both the ferrule and the meat of the handle. Okay, we're going to also be working with this piece of black gemstone that has this really cool gold webbing in it. If I'm being completely honest, don't know what this is, like what it's made out of, but my guess is that it's a bunch of like little rocks crushed up and then bound together with what looks like brass or something. Either way, whatever it is, it looks super cool as like a spacer for our handle here. We are going to line our spacer with these 2 pieces of brass. These are, I don't know how thin, but very, very thin. Yeah, so cool. We've already got these cut up. It was once this, but of course we just drilled through and then using an angle grinder, cut our little squares here. We are going to hold all of these pieces together once they've all been cut and drilled into with this dowel. The dowel is going to both give the handle some strength, keep everything tight together, but also allow us to properly align our tang down the middle of our handle so that when we install our handle onto our knife, everything is nice and straight. So without further ado, we're going to go back to the wood shop within our knife shop and start cutting. We're going to start measuring and then we're going to cut. Jake, hair check. How's my hair? Okay, we're back. We've got our pieces all cut up here. We cut them, and if your bandsaw is anything like mine, it does not cut straight to save its own life. So once you've made your cuts, important to make sure everything is squared off relatively. The most important parts to make sure are square are the surfaces that are going to match up together next to the spacer. And that's because if these are wonky at all, you're gonna really notice it in the final product. Your spacer is gonna be kind of tilted one way or the other, which doesn't look good. So if you want a nice flat, square, level spacer, you gotta make sure you do it right from the beginning. So next step is going to be marking the middle point on all of my little blocks here so that when I go to the drill press, I know where to drill. So here we go. All right, we've got everything cut, sanded, squared off as best we can at this point. We've made our dowel. We've made sure everything is fitting up nicely here. It's very important at this point to make sure everything is level because once we glue this thing up, there's no going back. Steps that we need to finish before we do our glue up though are to cut the brass liners for our spacer and drill those. Next, we will make sure to hollow out our slot here for where our tang's gonna fit. So we'll get that done and then we'll glue it all up. There used to be a light here. All right, guys, this is as far as we can go. Day one here. Got a lot done today. We've got our brass liners for our spacers done, cut, glued in there. We've got the, you can't see it right now, but we've got the slot hollowed out there for where our tang's gonna go. We're gonna make sure this is nice and tight so we can press the glue down. We're gonna let it cure and harden overnight, and we're going to sand it when we come back tomorrow morning. So we'll see you then. Hello, everyone, through the magic of television. Magic. Welcome to the next morning. We have our glued up handle here. Our epoxy is rock solid, so we're ready to start sanding. Next thing we're gonna do before we start sanding though is just draw on some quick little guides here, help us stay square as we're sanding down. So we're gonna do that and head to the shop within the shop and start sanding. Okay guys, we are done the preliminary sanding. I've got it shaped down into this nice rectangle here, made sure that the distance between the holes is all the same. Now I'm going to use those grids that I drew on here to knock off all the corners and turn this into an octagon. We're then going to move through all of the finishing grits on our sandpaper and oil this handle and bring out the natural beauty of the wood. So stay tuned for that. Okay, we're back. Handle is all complete. We have moved through our progression of sandpaper, starting at 80 grit, working from that to a 120, then a 240, then a 320, finally finishing on an 800 grit sandpaper to get this really beautiful finish. We've dunked it once into some tung oil. We're going to do another few coats with some hand polishing in between to hopefully take this finish to the next level. If you've been watching our videos in order, you know that we recently thoroughly screwed up a Japanese knife in a Tetsu Kurouchi Gyuto 180 millimeters. We are soon going to start working on the refurbishment video for that knife, and I think this handle will fit perfectly on that knife, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any specific questions about our process or any other comments or questions, leave them down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more knife related content, and until the next video, stay sharp.